to the recent high audience participation, and because the targets are simply stunning, we are rolling out another session series here. David's tasking number to the target was 424000201. Let us go directly to the screen share. This was 2 sessions, and it would be nice when you're explaining a little bit how you felt there, what happened there for you, and so on.
Okay, so yeah, right out of the gate, this is the first session. So I have felt like I got a person and a structure. So I took it again, broke them up. I got again a person structure. Dived into my stage 2s. I'm getting some early stage 4s. Curvy, translucent, tapered, smooth. Basic dimensionals, colors, metallic textures, sheeted. What else? Okay, yeah.
Elongated structure.
Sounds.
Oxygeal, sandy, boxy, hollow, deep white, black, separated, echoey. It all became moving, like something is moving on the side.
Yeah.
Okay. You went to stage 3, your aesthetic impact break was you feel impressed. What's going on here in this sketch?
I don't, I felt like there's just a person kind of sitting there maybe, or someone sitting there. Throughout the target, I mean, it was like I was following this guy around, this guy in this helmet, but there was also this, like this ET involvement too, but early on, I had the sense of this guy like getting out of something. It felt like he was, it's almost like there was handholds here and he's like pushing himself out or getting helped out of something.
Okay.
But yeah.
Going on with the next sketch here, what was more like a bird's view?
Yeah. So there's this rocky, I feel like I'm moving around a little bit, but it felt like it involved this rocky terrain environment, harsh weather, dust storms, windy, tepid temperatures, just like a harsh environment. And it's like this guy was in this environment.
Interesting. That's all correct. All these data is correct to the target side. Okay, what do you have got here? Subterranean? What is on ALBK?
I got this a lot. Subterfuge. Like like kind of like it's kind of like camouflage or something,
Okay.
like it's trying to blend in with the environment type of thing.
Okay, interesting. Okay, it doesn't matter where, if you've got something what pops in your mind and you want to talk about only Sami, sounds of voices.
This guy, I can't.
Move inside structure. Okay.
Yeah. So it's almost like this guy was like, it's like I was following this guy around while he was working or something. I don't know. So anyway, so he, so I got this guy. I don't know if he's, in something there or what, but he's wearing this full protective suit. And he's always in constant communication. Like I get a sense that, I don't know if it's in his head or in his helmet, but he's always in constant communication with somebody else,
okay.
like.
Go on.
Yes. Okay. So here, I don't know if this was the sketch or not, but there was a point in the session where I felt like this guy was like asking for help. Like he was yelling out for help. But yeah, here it's like he's climbing out of something and he's like, he sees something in the sky. I don't know if he's reaching out to it or what, but.
So if I see that, that reminds me on an UAP from outside. I've got a view here. Something is reaching out or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like an escape pod or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I AOL'd it. So anyway, so this part, there's something I want to say. So it felt like there was something, and this may be like outside of the primary target, I don't know, but I felt like there was a lot of documentation on this. Like this was all being documented or filmed or whatever, or there's something to that nature involved with this. That kind of came in.
That is correct. From 350 feet above primary target area, something should be perceivable. Here the same perception, like
Yeah,
something is
like
submerged
something
inside.
rounded. Yeah, and there's this, it's surrounded by all this rocky stuff.
Okay, let's move on. What we have got
Yeah,
here?
to me, okay. So it's, there's times where I felt like they were, like going into something underground. I don't know what it is, but it's like they're that feels natural kind of around them, and they're like looking around at things. This guy's carrying something. Um,
Okay, if I understand it right, so you perceived here a kind of outside area and a kind of where people can go inside in the rocky area or something. Is that correct?
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now
Oh,
this guy, this
interesting.
yeah. Now this to me, I don't know what just kind of just felt like he was taking off his stuff, whatever, a little bit. Um,
Okay. It looks like a little bit, the sketches are morphed a little bit and like in time frames seen, Okay, that's interesting.
yeah. Okay,
So,
so here he's like kind of standing there, like working, and then here's like, what I would only describe as ET guys. I mean, it's like he's working alongside these guys, kind of thing, or something. That's what it felt like to me.
so you perceived here humankind life
Yeah, he
forms
was
and
definitely human.
ET life forms.
Yeah,
Okay,
He was definitely human in the suit that was falling around. He was a human male, felt a little bit older. Um,
that's interesting. Okay, I saw this and I thought you don't know what the target is at the moment, but I thought,
I don't know what the target
wow,
is, but
tell
I
me something
love
about
this
it.
sketch. I love this sketch. It, you know, as I'm sketching it, you go all these AOLs come in. I'm like, what is this? The moon or something? But it felt like a object. I mean, it felt like a metallic orb, like uh, it didn't feel like a disc or something. It felt like an orb, a artificial, not man-made, um, rounded thing that is encircling
Oh,
what
circling.
felt to me like a planetary body.
That is interesting.
Um, that's what it kind of felt like to me.
I can say you that you're not the first one on that target, and there's here a collaboration between correlation. I mean correlation. Sorry, my English. Correlation between your session and the other sessions as well, and these are really famous sessions. So
I mean,
let's see.
and it may not. I mean, it may not be that. Maybe just something else encircling something. I don't know.
It
But
is.
there was this round orb object circling around something.
Well, one of the what one of these guys perceived was same like a fixed thing around the earth, what going on here and on and on and on. But let's continue and tell us a little bit more about your impressions.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's indicating it's coming down or emanating something on it or something. I don't know. I felt like some correlation there. But that's about, that's all I could tell you.
Okay. Blue dark emanated, yeah. Closely charged rate sections.
Yeah, I got like
Strange.
a
What
sense
is
of
this?
trade, and I don't know. I mean, that was like I got a sense of
That looks
insertions.
weird.
Like I know, I don't know. This is what it started getting weird. Like it's weird to have a signal Fermi's paradoxes. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It's like AI. It's strange. Like the whole thing was feeling strange, and then it was like I got a sense of like classified or declassified.
Yeah, here
Um,
it came up. Yeah, I saw that when when you did.
yeah. So here I have this idea of this skilled labor force, and I got this little. It feels like like another little gray guy, like looking in front of a screen, working. Um, um,
So, and your
yeah,
error is correct error signal, yeah?
yeah. So I get a sense something like abrupt happens. A sense of inertia. I had a sense of inertia here. Um, something explosive and dynamic. I get the impression of someone resistant to change.
Okay.
I can't say much about the next sketch. I don't really know much about that. Just felt like something kind of embedded somewhere in something,
This one?
or a few things. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Continue.
Okay, so
Go on.
now I kept getting this sense of this. I don't know how much this felt target related, but there's like some kind of shield involved, something shielded, uh, um, alphanumeric code, like maybe something was damaged, ruptured fuel cell. So I get the sense of shared technology between these ETs and this group of humans. Okay.
Okay, there's a kind of collaboration with
Yes.
humans and
Yeah.
aliens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Yeah.
perceiving there. Yeah. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
All right. So
Go
here,
on.
all right. I get this idea of, again, something's recorded. This is the idea of formatting. Their discussion here, and it's almost like this guy's giving a presentation on a monitor showing how something works, or something like that.
So
Maybe explaining. Go ahead.
this looks, for me, out of my perspective, a little bit
Like
like
a
a
rock or something.
walk or mountain, and this
Yeah, yeah,
like a kind of UAP or something, what is in the
yeah.
sky,
I would
and
agree with
this.
that.
Okay.
It was almost like, yeah, and we'll go. There's other session screens. It's interesting because some of the other screens I kind of probed into, and I was getting kind of like flash images of what kind of might have been there. But yeah, I agree with you. This almost reminds me like of a mountainous area, and it's almost like something in the sky, and then other things either like attacking something, or like, or it's showing something, aspects of something in the sky. I'm not sure.
Okay. We call it like a display, following disturbing. Kind of
And
discussion.
they're
It
all having,
makes all
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Continue
Okay,
here.
so yeah, so I finally, I kind of, it comes around that there's like soldiers involved, and I had like a sense of super soldiers or something, that which could have been something else. But
Indeed, right. So
and
this a soldier, yeah, like a soldier, maybe. And she looks
yeah,
like,
this guy, well, that guy, it's almost like this is the guy, and he's like packing his stuff to go or whatever, or kind of like getting ready for the mission type of thing. Um, and like the boot, it was almost like the boot was almost like a representation of like stepping on, kind of like stepping on ground or something.
boots on the ground.
Yeah,
Okay.
like boots on the ground. Yeah, yeah.
Let us go on here.
Yeah, I got a sense of, like some kind of debris. Like you'll see, well, we'll get to it. Like here's him again in his suit. He's kind of taking his suit stuff off, like going through his day. Felt like, kind of just feeling kind of lonely. It's like it's like he's part of this. Like to me, it was almost like I'm following around him working off planet or something. I don't know. And but he's lonely.
Okay, go on.
um,
Male, yeah, you're
okay, so
talking
this,
now with him. You stabilize
yeah, yeah,
contact
yeah.
with him. Okay.
I got this idea of like tethered, like something was tethered to something, or he's tethered to something. And then again, like this guy's showing him how to do something. I don't know what's going on there, but something interesting.
Let's move on. Everything is working here with a kind of telepathy, if I'm reading this right.
Yeah, telepathy, altruistic, symbiotic. I get the sense of, I'm getting these guys, like a lot of these guys are hooked up to these machines, to their heads. Like it's like they got these things plugged into them. I don't know if they're controlling devices with it, or if they're like, I don't know really. I'm not sure what it's really doing or what they're doing with it, but it feels very mind like. It's all electrodes like up to their head. I get a sense of brain waves.
Yeah, yeah. Wanted to point that out, like brainwaves, like an EKG.
And I kept getting a sense of decay. So I don't know if like some of these guys are like dying or something, but I can just like decay.
We don't know, at least. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
let's go on.
I get a sense of determined, unnatural for okay, like an envelope, I felt like an opening or something. Mind apparatus. I that felt pertinent enough to put into tangibles. Okay, so then okay, this is the guy I hooked up to something, I think. And this guy kept coming in, was well, you know, again, we got the soldier guy. I don't know. I feel like this. I had this guy came in several times. Go back up. Go back up. The guy with the cape. There is like ET with a
This one.
cape. Yeah, he came in several times. It's just like your basic looking kind of gray, but he's got it's like he's got nothing on but this cape, and that kind of amused me. Like, so if he felt kind of important, like maybe you know, maybe like a head guy for his group or something.
Yeah, maybe they're working different. I call them a species. Yeah, different species of extraterrestrials and with the human together. It could be everything. So let us continue.
Okay, the sense of an inability to resist something like a supply chain. Okay, there was a tectonics display. The whole area felt futuristic. I got an idea of compliant film documents, evidence. You know, like you know, I don't know. It just
So
felt
there's
like
something. There are
something.
documents, a film. There's
There's
evidence
something.
outside.
Yeah, there's some kind of evidence of this, whatever
Interesting.
this is. Okay, service. So this is because I don't really know much about this. But it came in. I felt my subconscious kind of trying to kick something out, and I put it in my AOL. But Solar Warden felt significant. But anyway,
Okay, let's
I sense
continue.
of a labor force, skilled labor force.
Here.
Distrust again, shared knowledge. And there was times where I felt like this guy was like arched over, like stooped over a desk or something, or that's kind of what that top sketch reminded me of. Like he was
This
like
one.
stooped
Okay, I got
over.
it here.
Yeah,
Looking over.
yeah, yeah. And I
Okay.
tried to kind of redo it a little bit later. A hedonistic attitude. It's almost like there's this like joint alliance dealing with another something. I don't know. Keep going. Okay, so
So what
yeah,
is
like
he?
this is the guy this is the guy like laying over. Okay, it's like okay, so something is like okay, I got a sense of trajectory. Like something's on a trajectory. I got a sense of an orbital intrusion. It has a damaging effect. I got a sense of a hybrid being. So yeah, like that to me would be like something entering orbit or something. An orbital intrusion. So my guess would be like to me, it's almost like something came into Earth's orbit maybe, and I don't know, or some orbit.
I'm looking forward when you get the task, and you can dig it
Okay,
then all.
influential dynamics. Okay, now so okay, so there's this little device up top here. I don't know what the scale of this thing is, big, but I felt like it comes down. It's some kind of machine. I don't know what it does exactly, but I kind of had this sense of like an imprint or something. Um, you know, like maybe I don't know.
These are interesting. There's an interesting part here. Go a
Yeah.
little bit on that here.
Yes. So, collapsible star. A sense of release. I felt Earth's atmosphere had maybe something to do with this. The idea of a collapsible entry point. Radionics and subterfuge again, well hidden, like something's, you know, again hid like subterfuge, like they're putting up a smoke screen, but that something's there that they're trying to keep hidden.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's like this guy's. Yeah, it's like this guy's. You know, that guy felt dead to me. It felt like he was pulling somebody out of something.
Okay, go on here. Or do you
Yes, I
have
don't know what this
fear?
stuff was. Like smaller items or something. I don't know. But idea of an empath.
Like a wing?
Something felt hollowed out. Yeah, yeah.
Could this be technical stuff? What
Oh
you
yeah,
sensed here?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely technical stuff. I don't know what it is. But it was just stuff kind of sitting around. I think I don't, I don't know because there was other aspects where it was like I was in. It's like it's almost like this guy was in like visiting other like relics on other planets or something. It's sort of reminded me of like there's parts in like in the second session.
The second session, this was 1 day later. Yep. And you went through again. Go on. So stage 2?
Yep. So yeah, stage two. I kept getting an idea of like the temperature around. Something moving slowly. Something electrical. The idea of multiplying. This is all like really because you've already how it is. Like you've already been to the target, so you want to get like right into stage four almost. So all this kind of stuff is trying
Yeah.
to get in. Um,
Here again, you've
yeah,
got
it's feeling
an
immensely. So yeah. So I kept getting a mountainous environment, and so I don't know if that's an old pyramid or just a mountain. But I kept getting like this mountainous region, um, dust storms, rough weather.
yeah,
Um,
that's all correct. You came to the same target area with similar impressions like in your first session. Weekend, you've got somebody here. Inspection. Okay.
yeah,
What is this here?
yeah. So again, it's like he's wheeling out a body or something, but it's funny, when I did where he's wheeling something, I don't know, but I'm like, is it a gurney? Like I was like, should I draw wheels on this thing? But I just didn't. Like I felt like it's almost like he's floating him out there or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Who knows?
So that's yeah. Who knows? Okay, so yeah, so there's that. Um, and I get this. So I get this like structure here. Um, again,
Yeah.
it just has that vibe of like this, like maybe something partially underground or something. I don't know, or in the ground. Um, because now I'm in like this old like area. Like now it's like almost like an old church or something. I have all this shit hanging on
Inside
these
here,
pillars.
inside structure. Okay.
Yeah. Like that. Even like just even like what's interesting to me is like you have this whole like spacey like scene, and then now I'm in like this old church, and I almost see like Christian symbology. To me, like I'm seeing all these like to me that's almost like a shield, an old shield or something hanging on the wall. I don't know. Who knows?
I was never there. I can't say you either if this is now correct data on it or not, but it could be that something like this is inside. Okay, what do we have in your stage 4? Your amazing sketches. What's happening here? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's like okay, so here's the guy in a helmet and an ET talking, working together. I got a sense that this ET's kind of like giving him direction. Um, again, the idea of extreme weather, dust storms. They're working, getting a sense of direction. Yeah, okay. Fuselage came in. I don't know. That could have been AOL or Signal, but I put it in tangible, so I'm in that part of the stage now. Okay, so um, something symbiotic. Like this, somebody feels something feels important, and it feels weird to me. Like it, and it's weird too because like
Have
it's
you
like I got a sense like
something about this
again.
sketch? I mean,
Well,
this is just symbolic what you get out of this was your impression,
yes,
what
it
you felt?
reminds me. Yeah, again, it just reminds me of like when I look at that, it reminds me of like Christian symbology. I don't know why, I mean, because it kind of has that, but I don't. I mean, that's what it feels to me. It could be whatever. It could be something completely different. I don't
Well,
know. Yeah, because and then again, I got this whole space thing. And I'm getting a sense of like supernatural, strange. Just weird. Um,
let's go
so
on.
um somebody feels a little scared. Kept getting this guy like going through an opening, or a hatch or something. What is it? Okay, the idea of rescue. Okay, I get the impression this guy is witnessing something. Okay, so this now interesting here. Now this is I got the astronaut, and you know how like you'll do a sketch and then you get like this little vignette of in your head, this little scene plays out. So it's like this guy, he's looking at something and he's touching it, and there's like writing on it or something. That's where I had like an obelisk or something, and he's like really impressed by this. Like it's really like that's the sense I got from it. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here, so again, you see the pillars. It's almost like this old, so which reminds me that you'd think it would be the same place. But so I probed into these structures in the back on the top. Okay. It's almost like these guys are rifling through the stuff. I probed in the stuff in the back, and that's when I kept getting all this geothermal stuff, geothermal pipeline, endothermic stuff like that. And it's like these guys are like picking through this stuff or something, like looking through it. Now, this is weird. The little round thing, it
Which one?
reminded like what yes, was like, it reminded me of like a robot spider or something. Like it was, that sounds ridiculous, but it was like it was like it was like
I don't know.
Like it was helping, working, recording maybe. I don't know, but it was weird. It was just very strange.
It just popped in my mind here, nuclear winter. I just only an AOL to that. Maybe that's a place where you could stand by on a nuclear winter or something. Yeah, I think the environment would be an optimal environment. Okay, let's move on here. 14, we've got a few pages here. Soldiers on trespass.
Yeah, I got a sense of trespass, eminent domain. Something feels archaic about the technology. Destructive symbolism, trusted. It's like trusted people. Ingenious design. I signal alliance. A destructive alliance. Why are you here? I felt like he was collecting something. Again, solar warden. This idea of a sojourn, a tribunal. This formidable force. I get a sense of extradition that came in. And
you had the feeling that you're connecting here with this kind of life form or emotional impact. You catch them up before, and you get the kind of feeling that he's asking you like that without that you give yourself the command to talk with him, or how it folded out for you.
It was like this, like how it is, like because telepathy or whatever you want to call it when you're probing minds in session is instantaneous. So as soon as it's like before I could even write the words down, but the thought came into my head, why are you here?
Yeah.
And he came back with collecting. So like I wrote collecting, and then I had to write, why are you here? And indicate, because it happened so fast, but yeah, so that's that. Okay, so this one's interesting. Now this one, so I got this guy looking at a screen, all right, and it's like, so I kind of probe into the screen. It's like it's like he's looking at this grid. It's like he sees this grid pattern in the screen indicating something. I did extradition, study, and observation. The grid pattern was what I saw on the screen. Okay, now this guy below that, regimented militant. Like this guy felt like he was wearing, like his dress blues, like almost like a naval officer. And I got a sense this guy spoke German.
That's interesting. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he speaks other languages, but that felt like it was one of the languages.
One day I want to have this target also.
Okay. Yeah.
He have long hairs or short hairs here, because I interpreted here hairs, but it's only my analytical overlay for that.
Yeah, it looks like he's got long hair to me, I would say.
Yeah, spaceways. Okay, your stage 4.5 summary was
target seems to involve both human and non-human aspects. Human male, almost always depicted in a sort of suit and helmet. Environment feels very rocky, desolate, and harsh weather.
Okay. I think we can take that.
So yeah, I get there.
Here this guy comes up again.
Yeah. I got the sense of a treasonable action. I don't know if this is the goodie or the baddie or what the deal is, but yeah, he's got the cape. He's the one in the cape. And it's funny because like when I'm sketching this guy, I'm kind of laughing at him because he looks so ridiculous to me. Like he's got this high collar cape on him, you know, like a vampire or something, but it's you know this little ET, you know. It's but to me it's almost like it signifies he's important, or it's to separate him from the flock type of thing.
Okay.
So he can be recognized.
Can you say me more about this one here, or about the sketch?
I don't know. That could indicate some kind of I don't know. Something small, or small items. It feels like to me, but I don't know.
Okay, so
sense of a collaborative effort here, like a cosmic interchange. Mountainous region, a sense of state officials.
Correct. I think correct.
I get the sense of a debt being owed to humanity.
Like a what?
Implicit nature, a debt. Like they owe us a debt.
Okay.
Okay. Again, so something feels carried, or go back up, carried or briefed. Hydrothermic dynamics and subterfuge. Deterministic. The pressure of ingenuity in defense. Okay, so something like is the defense measures ingenious. Corrosive materials. Okay, this idea of an influx of ingenuity and design. This idea of a demonstration. Signal like ferocious fighters. Corrupt. What is that? Informational? I can't tell.
Denial.
This idea of denial, extradition. This idea of servitude, and I think I had volunteering in there too.
This was your tasking. You want to read it?
Let's see. The viewer describes and sketches the most significant activity in and under the target area to the time of the session of the following geo coordinates: 42 degrees, 0 north, 0 degrees, 0 east. Something should be perceivable. You know, that to me, you know, knowing what it is, it feels like to me, it almost feels like a defense system. You know, it's, you know, it feels like there's like a war going on, and that to me is almost like you know, the whatever the weapon in the sky is or whatever. I mean, it's almost like that's, you know, like it's constantly surveilling the planet, or something like that. I don't know. You know, but that's my sense of it. So because I kept getting this sense of like I'm underground in this rocky environment, but there's also this like tie to space, you know. So the working relationship seemed pretty strong, you know, between them and these ETs, but it was like they're working together to fight another force that's not good.
Especially Mount Perdido was known and perceived as a place where helicopters were seen or stuff like that. They're bringing down packages, like the human are working together with them. I will continue to read here. So lead reviewer Joseph Mcmoneagle and Edward are discusses in these tapes Project 822 data suggest the location relay information to a deep space platform of unknown origin sitting on a sort of tether to Earth. It is not suggested in the file, but after review, we think it's reasonable to ask if a language point, position in space, the sun and Earth's gravity creates island stability, explains why the object Mcmoneagle seems remained fixed there. The deep space platform is described as an ancient, but with new technology. Other views describe the bases as a strange mix of natural and artificial formations. And this is what you get out of that, especially Mount Perdido is super interesting. Yep, I will link the video to that project down below on the YouTube video.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, it was a great target. It was interesting.
Target feels to be a man and an ET in some kind of working relationship. Other men and other ETs feel involved as well. I get the impression of a desolate, rocky environment with extreme weather, extreme wind, and dust storms here. The male of interest here is in a full bodysuit and helmet. On my page 12 in my first session, I got the sense of this orb-like structure having some relationship to this larger object or planetary body. Dark, shadowy, bright neon blue-silver colors. Rounded, peaked, stepped, and irregular dimensions. I get determined individuals here. I have the sense of a skilled labor force, a feeling of inertia, explosive and dynamic. Someone here feels resistant to change. The idea of shared technology, the impression of shielding came in several times. I have the impression what's going on here is being documented and recorded. Disruptive technology, informational, the sense of imprinted. Stealthy, influential, a feeling of symbiosis and decay. On page 22, top sketch, this male seems to be in constant communication with someone through his helmet. Something feels unnatural here, the sense of an envelope or opening, as well as a feeling of frailty. The inability to resist what is happening here, a tectonics display, this sense of film, documents, and evidence. This idea of service or servitude, shared knowledge, and a hedonistic attitude. A sense of trajectory, radionics, and subterfuge. Something feels corrosive here. A sense of destruction and a destructive force, observation and intrigue. Second session, tepid temperatures, crashing sounds, pattern, peaked and jagged terrain. This is a collaborative effort. Again, shielding feels important here. A feeling of volunteering, highly focused, a sense of tragic or tragedy. I get a sense of direction, something symbolic. Feeling of desperation and rescue. I sense an older male witnessing something, intrigued and mesmerized. I picked up on an obelisk, a sense of writing on it or around it. A sense of history and discovery. Got the impression of a geothermal pipeline, seismic activity, endothermic, something weaponized and destructive with a feeling of dissension. I felt the presence of soldiers, eminent domain, and a sense of trespass. Something feels archaic about the technology here. This idea of trust in an alliance, the idea of a sojourn, a tribunal, and a formidable force. The sense of extradition, study and observation, regimented and militant, feeling of formality in a German-speaking male in uniform. End of session.